Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your ever-loving host, Shorty, slightly off-center on one of my screens. Oh, let's try that. There we go. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Alien Issue 1, which is just another volume of Alien, just happens to have an Issue 1 on it. And I wasn't going to review this one. There's some of the stuff I wanted to read more, but it turns out a lot of what I want to read this week is horror anthology, and anthologies are a pain to review because you spend longer talking about what they are rather than about how they do things. So I thought, let's read Alien. Let's give it a shot. Because last time I read and reviewed a copy of Alien Issue 1, I was okay with it, but I wasn't a big fan of the artwork. It felt like it was trying really hard to do the over-the-top alien musculature and gore and horrifying combat stuff going on there, but the actual human side of the artwork was really quite bad, and the faces all looked weird and didn't really manage perspective very well at all, and it put me off entirely. This one, Philip Kenny Johnson, I should have checked. I think it's actually might be the same guy who did the last run of Aliens. In fact, let me just have a quick look. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so the same guy did the last run of Aliens. So the writing should be much of a muchness, but the art has changed. We have Julius Ota. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that surname incorrectly, but the artwork is considerably better. Right from the get-go, we have better page layouts. We have, to be honest, a slight lack of detail, but it works in its favor because it means when you do get to action sequences and you get to close-ups of faces and how people move and talk, you don't get bombarded with like that sense of trying to accomplish photorealism and missing by a staggering amount. This one is more confident and more authentic without ever pushing the boundaries of what it can do. When you get to fights as well, it's really good. There's kind of the frenetic action to it. And when you get to violence, there is gore and it's unpleasant and it's definitely brutal and 18 rated if you haven't done a movie. But it isn't like it's all it can do. It actually has really good character design and world design and everything. Character design, interestingly, we have an awful lot of I keep forgetting what the actual alien term for it. So I'm going to say androids, but I could be wrong, so you can correct me in the comments. And every single one of these, 5 of them, are all like the most beautiful people you can imagine, like the epitome of human perfection, but even more than that, these are like androids that are just way better than people. And the fact that they're also exceptionally good looking just made me think of Lance Henriksen, who is not necessarily a bad looking guy. Certainly wouldn't chuck him out of bed for fine. But it does feel like they've gone a different route with this one, and they've actually set these people up to be superheroes who have to go and solve this problem. And here we come to the bit where the entire comic book falls apart for me, because there's an awful lot of really cool world building. You get a lot of background on Weyland-Yutani, including the various movies and stories that happened in the alien world, and the fact that another world has gone completely wrong because they keep trying to work with the xenomorphs and never learn. These amazing, wonderful scientists who do all these amazing, wonderful things just don't learn. Which is one of the big problems I have with a lot of alien stories. Like, Weyland-Yutani should really just accept that this is not going to be a way forward for them. Just, they've already burnt so much cash and resources and goodwill on this thing. Just get it done. Just get it done. But weirdly, they're not like the antagonists, I'd say, for this one. More of the United Systems, very United States kind of thing going on here, who apparently have had a massive nuclear disaster on one of their worlds, which is like the agriculture center for like 25 other colonies. And they need to go to a Weyland-Yutani planet, which is being destroyed because of, xenomorphs. Because apparently they managed to get something from the xenomorphs which would make people not worry about the radiation. Because, this planet, if it doesn't get sorted, then 25 other planets or systems are going to die. And I just can't help but feel that this is just such a weird thing to say that they're going to go and do. Because, I'm no scientist, I'm a historian and a comic book owner, but I kind of figured if there's a massive nuclear disaster on an agricultural world, it's not so much that there's going to be a problem with people on that world dying so the food doesn't get harvested or something. It's the fact that all of the food is irradiated. And the time it would take to make something from this xenomorph blood or whatever that would actually stop them worrying about the radiation from this one planet. And bear in mind, there's like billions of people on these various colonies who all will need this thing. Surely it would be like quicker just to find some other food, or maybe just kind of admit that this is a bad plan, and the soldiers are going to go and get these replicants, that might be the better word, to go and go to this world full of xenomorphs and try and find some miracle cure. It's just silly. I can't really describe it any other way. There is either like, if this is like literally the only option they've got, yeah, fine. Like, if they've exhausted everything else, like off page, off panel, as it were, okay, cool. I suppose they're going to have to try it. But honestly, it feels like the worst kind of MacGuffin writing. It feels like we just need to have a reason to send some androids to an alien-infested planet. This is what we've come up with. In terms of storytelling, it's just a bit disappointing, but at least it looks better. That's it from me today. I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.